Hello, hello, hello. Okay, we are back for another episode of Choose Your Path with me, your host, celebrity publicist, motivational speaker, and number one international best-selling author of the book Number One Habit Series for Entrepreneurial Success. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you being here. We are going to have an amazing hour of Choose Your Path. I hope that you be inspired. Thank you so much for coming in. Wow, see Tamieka, you don't have to worry. They are here. Let me put your name here and then I'm going to bring you in. Oops. I'll put it there. Okay.
Hi.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Because I don't have a headset on.
Yes, I can hear you. Whew.
Hi.
Oh boy, yes, it's working without the headsets. I'm so happy. Wow. Oh my goodness. So I couldn't, since I have to do my own makeup, with the pandemic, I don't have anybody here, right? And
Me neither. I just did it myself.
I put the wrong color. And so it's like, so I'm like stuck with this color on because I just did not have time to change it. And it looks okay. So I guess it's working out, right?
Yeah,
Thank
you
you
cute.
so much. So do you. I want to really thank you for coming on to Choose Your Path. You're here live now because you always show up.
I know. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me. And I want to say thank you to DJ Diamond, the artist, because he's the one that led me over to your page. So thanks be to God.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Wow. Really? That is
Mhm.
absolutely amazing. I love him. I'm going to tag his name really quickly here.
He's a pretty cool dude.
He is an amazing guy, and his wife DJ Red Bottom. They both were on. I had a conversation with them both, and they're just amazing. Two amazing
Mhm.
individuals, but growing as a couple. Like that is
That's
amazing.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I put it right? Yeah, I did. Okay. Yep. DJ
Yeah.
Diamond Artist. So here we are. Choose your path.
Yeah.
So I think, I know that you've watched a couple, and maybe someone on here hasn't, but the whole reason how I started this is that all the events was canceled. And I
Mhm.
kind of didn't know what I should be doing. And so I
Mhm.
feel like, I'm a very strong believer in God. So I really believe like he gave me
Mhm.
this idea to just come on live and have a conversation, because that's how it started. Like,
Mhm.
come on live, have a conversation with your friends, check in on them, see how they're doing.
Mhm.
And then it really turned into a thing. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, let me start bringing on people that I'm inspired by. Let's keep these conversations going, because my
Mhm.
grandmother raised me. And one of the things that we would do is that's why I always have the coffee every time. So you'll see me
Yeah.
drink coffee all the way through. Yay! Yes.
I was
Oh, let
prepared for
me
you.
see yours. That is so lovely. Mine say thriving in a toxic world. I actually have a t-shirt too, and the hoodies that people
Mhm.
can buy. Yep, yep, yep. And yours, what's on yours?
Well, this is my grandmother. She gave me this a long time ago, but it has a Libra on there because I'm a Libra.
Uh-huh. Oh,
So I just
nice.
pulled this one out for you. I had another one ready, but I was like, nah, that ain't cool enough. Let me pour this one out.
See, there go DJ Red Bottom right there.
Hey everybody, I'm so glad you're all here. I've got something to show you. Two things, okay?
Oh, yeah, come on. This is chill. This is cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So hey,
You
because I support you. So I bought it. And I thought it was the wrong book at first because it was so big, but
no.
then like, this is the right book. So everybody go cop this to the support of
Yes, yeah, my digital business card is in my link in the bio.
hmm
Wow, that feels absolutely amazing.
And I got one more thing for you. I'm going to send this to you for having me on here. This is my book, okay? And you don't have to pay for it or nothing. It's just my gift to you. And I'm going to send you a couple of other things. We cool now.
We were cool before this conversation. I seen you, like it's a
Mhm.
lot of names that come on here each time that I go live, but I do pay attention to those who I
Yeah.
see, you see, you
Mhm.
can feel it sometimes. And it
Yeah.
actually like draws you to that person. So that's absolutely amazing.
Mhm.
And I appreciate you so much. Like from the bottom of my heart, like, thank you. Thank you. I
Thank you,
really
sister.
appreciate you. Wow. Because I was going to bring that up, and we will at some point in the conversation. For some reason, I don't know if you've seen the episodes. I was able to put the pictures on there, but I don't know.
Mhm.
They took it down,
Oh, that's
whatever.
pretty cool. That's
So
nice.
yes, so I'm like, maybe this looks even better than the pictures that would have went up anyway. And I just was like,
Oh,
I want to talk
yeah.
about that. Yeah. And then
Okay.
we're going to talk
Mhm.
about what this is. Like, this is your QR
Mhm.
code. So yeah, we're
Thank
going to talk about
you.
it. We got a lot to talk about. Let's
Mhm.
let's jump into it. So that's how
Okay.
Choose Your Path was, that's how I came up with Choose Your Path, is that I it literally came out of just not knowing what to do because I needed to adapt and adjust. And I felt that God gave me this idea, so
Mhm.
that I can be of assistance and maybe bring light to those who may be in the dark during this time. So these conversations are very personal to me, each and every one of them, each and
Mhm.
every one of them. So when I say I appreciate you, I sincerely appreciate you, because I know how important conversations are. I know what you can get out of it if you're paying attention and you're
Mhm.
open to that. So
Mhm.
yeah, here we are. How are
Yeah.
you doing? How are you doing during this pandemic, and any lessons learned?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Sometimes I have ups and downs only because it's like when you sitting in the house all day, that kind of bothers you a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You don't think it kind of weighs on you, but actually it do. But one thing in the pandemic is I learned that I self-published at the beginning of the pandemic. So actually a lot of blessings came in it
Mm-hmm.
because last year it wasn't a downtime for me. Actually, it was a lot of things going on. So and I embraced that. So not just for myself, but for other people. A lot of other people started their business. Some people lost their businesses. So, but it was a time where you could sit back and reflect on what God has done and look at what he's going to do and see where he's going to prosper you and you just have I just paid attention to everything, but for the most part it didn't affect me too much, not in a negative way but more so in a positive way. Hmm.
Absolutely, because that's how I felt. Like if I had to evaluate this, what this time has been, it's been absolutely amazing. I
Yeah.
did lose some loved ones during this time, but it still
Hmm.
was. It didn't change the fact that it was some amazing moments.
Yeah.
One of my biggest lessons that I learned was is that I wasn't in control.
Ah.
Because I am really big on the calendar and filling it up
Hmm.
with a bunch
Yeah.
of things to do. And
Hmm.
this time showed me that I just was not in control, and it was okay to just let go and let God in this
Yeah.
season. You know what I mean? Like it was
Hmm.
uncomfortable to sit at home because we didn't have to do that. Like you just be here for a moment and you're out and you're mingling, you're
Hmm.
networking, you're doing all of those things that we do, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
now it's like we're at home even more. So one of my biggest lessons is that I'm not in control, and I'm okay with that. That's
Yeah.
just me, sharing what that looked like for me. But one of my
Hmm.
favorite quotes Magic Johnson says is always be ready to adapt and adjust. So
Yes. Yeah.
that's life. Like we have to be ready to adapt and adjust. So how did you take me through a little bit of your story as to how you became the woman that you are today?
Oh my God. Um, Let me piggyback on something that you just said of how 2020, the beginning of the pandemic
Yeah.
changed you and you learned that you're not in control. Well, that's true too, because honestly, I had speaking engagements kind of lined up last year. They were canceled. I had other things that I had planned, but then all of that kind of got canceled too.
Uh-huh.
So I agree with you on that. Now, to go to how to where I started, of course we grow up, we think we know what we want to be. With me, I'm not in a box. I don't like being in the box. I do like, I'm somewhat similar to you. I like to be in control of things, but like you say, God has control.
Right.
So how my journey started, as far as my career path,
Mm-hmm.
well, I mean, I've always been ambitious. I've always been kind of goal oriented. So that's what I strive to do. I strive to reach goals. I'm good at that. That's what made me publish the book. But I've been through college, graduated from college a long time ago, BA in sociology. In my college path, I kind of like I did modeling for Maurice Malone. I'm a hip hop junkie. I love hip hop. I've always have been since I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
But I used to practice Islam, but I'm Christian now. So that's the transformation. I've done a whole bunch of things in my life. I've taught the K through 12, eighth grade grammar. I've done a lot of education, not just my 4 years of college, but I could never settle on what I wanted to do because if my heart is not in something, then I kind of shy away from it and go on to something else where I feel like my heart is at. So
Yeah.
I've studied like a master's in education. I've studied educational administration. I did master's in public administration, master in criminal justice. I wanted to go to law school. I tried to do that for 10 years, but guess what? I didn't do any of it. I didn't finish. You know why? Because God had something different for
You're
me.
right.
So yeah, so that's kind of like where we at. So when I say that I can accomplish a goal, if I set my mind to it, I can accomplish it. And it's not that if I didn't finish it, it's not that I didn't know how. It's just because my heart wasn't in it. So
And you
that's kind of
decided to do something else.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you made a decision. And that's what Choose Your Path is about. It's being
Mm-hmm.
okay and comfortable with the decisions and the choices, whatever that may be. Know that you're
Mm-hmm.
choosing it. Like you're choosing the path that you want to take,
Yeah.
regardless of whether people want to admit to wherever they are in life. Because a lot of times people don't. And that's why I say
Mm-hmm.
that. Like they know that they're not in a situation that's conducive to their growth, but
Mm-hmm.
they shy away from actually speaking about what it is because they're not ready to face it. So that's a really
Yeah.
cool thing. Yeah, to know. That's a great thing. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my goodness. So, was there ever a time in your life where you felt like you failed?
Yeah. Um,
And how did you get through? Because that's what we're all
I'm,
about.
I'm gonna be transparent. I feel like I failed with relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Because goals I'm good at. I can accomplish anything that I set my mind to. But as far as relationships, I feel like I failed there. I don't have children. I've never been married. So sometimes that kind of weighs me down a little bit. But when you growing up and you deal with a whole bunch of people, you know what I'm saying, that don't it's not growing where you want to grow or don't treat you like the queen that you are. You learn and you realize I don't have to settle for that,
Yep.
but now when you start getting older and then you like, okay, I don't have a kid, but that's okay, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you that's where I felt like I failed at, with relationships, but I just don't want to settle. So as far as kids, I got nieces, I got little cousins, but who knows what God has for me? I know He got a husband for me. I just don't know who He is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So everything else, I'm good at that. But as far as relationships, that's something that I kind of like. That's kind of where I'm setting my goals at right now. I got a couple of things as far as the reach goals and relationships is one.
Aw, Princess Closets. I believe that's how you say it. She says, "Don't feel bad. Husbands are not for everyone. Um, it takes a lot to keep one. I mean, it takes a
Yeah.
lot to keep any relationship, any
Mm-hmm.
any relationship. I mean, there were times I am a mom of a soon to be 25-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that so gracefully because I am okay with my age because it was denied to so many,
Mm-hmm.
right? And how
Mm-hmm.
dare me want to shy away from all the years of gaining wisdom, the experience,
Yeah.
the knowledge, all of
Mhm.
those things that you gain along the path, why would you not want to age gracefully and say thank you, instead
Mhm.
of saying, I'm not telling you my age. Like, I'm old out here in these streets. Like,
Yeah,
no.
I am old out here. I'm older than
No,
you.
but you know what I mean. Like my daughter be like, "Oh, head," and it's like, no, I am
Mhm.
who I am, and I'm loving who I am every single day as I'm graced to see it. Hey, Gidget, literally, her name says, "Hey,
Mhm.
Gidget. Hey, Gidget. Hello, creator artist of expressions. Hello. Oh my God, there's so many people. Yes, speaking from experience. Francis Cosmer 8. It's so many. It was so nice to see DJ Brett Bottom on here. Wow.
Love that you shout people out. Like that makes you feel good when you show people love. You know what I
You
mean?
have
So
to, because this is
mhm.
love. This
It
is
is.
this
It
is
is.
love. Like we're having time to share experiences. Because if you see the
Mhm.
conversations, I mean, I say yeah, it's an interview, but I like to say conversations. Like I want to have a
Mhm.
conversation with you. I want to, you know, I guess there's a certain etiquette when it comes to media, and that's okay. I do understand,
Mhm.
the descriptions and all of these things that they put together when when you're going TV. But I want
Mhm.
to just have a moment where I can like show genuine love and really express and talk about who I am, and also
Yeah.
get to know the people that I'm speaking to, whoever it is that I may be speaking to. I want to get to know
Mhm.
who you are so that people can have a human connection with you and not just make it sound as if we're selling them a product, because that's not what this is about. Not for me anyway.
Right.
I can't control people's whatever their agenda is what their agenda is, but mine is all done with the intent of love. And I
Mhm.
want that to be felt. And when that's
Mhm.
felt, then the people continue to come and they get what they need. Not this is a Sharon Tell show and this is Tamieka
Mhm.
Lee. They get what they need, because when we're living out our purpose, the people that
Mhm.
need to benefit from us will benefit because we answered the calling. And that is
Mhm.
so important. These conversations to me are just
Mhm.
something way bigger than us. And I want people to feel it. And if they are creating, how they can continue to create, and they can create and do whatever it is that they want to do. And if they're not, let's figure out why. Let's find that place in your heart where you need to heal first, because you don't want to be working
Mhm.
on something and you haven't healed because you won't be able to complete the mission. That's important.
Yeah.
So I hope that they can get all of that out of these conversations. So I absolutely love the fact that you've been so transparent with your journey,
Mhm.
and I appreciate you sharing that, because trust and believe, I'm taking notes, and I'm definitely inspired by that. What is one of the most important leadership lessons you've ever learned?
Um, I think one of the most important leadership lessons that I've learned is there's a couple of them actually. Be yourself for one, and then two, you know, in order for anybody to be a leader, I stand firm on this, and I did a podcast on it too. Is it's called "Are You a Leader or Follower?" But neither one is a bad thing, because before you can lead, you actually have to follow somebody. And
Right.
so I kind of use an analogy like, okay, just think if it's an athlete. They have to follow under the leadership of a coach or a trainer in
Uh-huh.
order for them to become the great athlete that they turn out to be. So likewise, with anybody else, in order for you to be a leader, you got to learn some lessons. Like for me, going into, full entrepreneurship, I got to look at some of the other powerful, smart women entrepreneurs such as yourself in order to see what you do so that I can get there. So actually that's following, but it's not a bad thing. I mean, you can following can be a bad thing, but I look at everything from a positive perspective. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So because that's the only way I'm gonna be able to get to where I need to be. So that's kind of like that's another thing. So kind of like be yourself and don't be afraid to follow somebody. You know what I mean? As long as you ain't following them to hell, then it's okay to follow somebody.
It
It's
sure
okay to do
is. It sure is,
that.
because that's how I make my dreams come true, by following. I mean, I
Yeah.
absolutely love Dr. Oz for so many reasons. Like, we connect. I'm telling you, the first day that I met the man, we connected. It was it was Dr. Oz, and there was another doctor. I cannot remember his name. God, he was on the other side, and it was me in the middle. Right. I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely love science. I worked as an EMT for 15 years before entertainment.
Wow.
And here I
Mm-hmm.
am. I studied to go to, I thought that I was going to go to medical school, but I studied pre med, major in biology, minor in chemistry. And so here I am, with this doctor, right? But he's also on TV. And I also aspire to be on TV. We just have so many things in common. I just think that he's such a loving guy, and he really
Right.
means well. When I met him in person, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
people get their perceptions, but perception is absolutely everything. Is everything, because you can look at those two words and take them both as negative. You know
Well,
what I
you
mean?
can.
Both of them, depending on what your perception is. So that's amazing. I love that, because my perception is always positive as well. Because without them living in their truth or answering to their calling, then I wouldn't know that it's possible. I've been able to be on stage with Dr. Oz several times,
Yeah.
because I loved him so much and I had to meet him. And then I
Mm-hmm.
shared the stage with Bishop Jakes. I absolutely
Mm-hmm.
love him. I had to meet him. I had to meet the guy that I
Mm-hmm.
was listening to when I got contacted by Tyrese Gibson. Like, these are the things that were in my head, but they were actually becoming reality because I believe them to be so. And so I want
Mm-hmm.
people to know, hey, choose your path, because
Right.
you can really, like, you got to trust the process though, right? You got to literally
Yeah.
start to fall in love with it, because what happens is, with the expectations, like, I should be married at this age, or I should be doing this at this time. Those are the expectations, instead of falling in love with the process, becoming
Yeah.
that woman or man that you want your partner to be able to experience. Because if they experience it, you're going to experience that back. That takes
Yeah.
time. That
It
takes
does.
time. And when you're
Mm-hmm.
okay with the process of trusting that, then when he comes, you're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
like, "You rock my world." You did. You're gonna be singing. You're gonna be like Michael Jackson and moonwalking and everything, and then you're gonna have this glow, because you deserve that. That glow
Mm-hmm.
that you get is because you deserve it, and you deserve it, and you're getting what you deserve. So people need to trust the process and not have that timeline, because we just don't know. Like, my ideas, I was listening to a song earlier, and in the song it says my ideas don't have like a expiration date. They just
Mm-hmm.
don't. Like, there is no, they asked me that the other day on a podcast, like, will you ever be satisfied? Heck no. I wake up and I'm hungry. No, I want to be satisfied. Like, I wake up hungry. Like, this is every day I gotta go and do what I'm supposed to be doing, because one day it is
Yeah.
going to be my last, right? And
Yeah.
there will be
Okay.
no more. It's your entailed to be able to, like, do what we're doing. So we are doing his work. I say all of that to say, right? We're doing his work.
That's
Yep.
definitely. I don't want to do anything else but his work.
That's
You
it.
know. Mm-hmm.
Whew. Where does your passion come from?
God. You know what I mean? Because I'm being honest with you, because you gotta have passion for him, because without him we're nothing. And I learned my purpose. You know what I mean? My purpose and love. God is love.
Ooh.
That's where my passion come from. I do everything out of love. My nickname is Lovey. Anybody know me knows that that's who I am. So that's where my passion comes from. If love is not in it, I can't do it. You know what I mean? So that's where my passion comes from.
That felt absolutely amazing. I felt that. Wow.
What about you?
Where my passion comes from, my past. I was able to persevere through so many traumatic events, that
Mm,
the fact that I am where I am right now at this moment
yeah.
right here, is only a testimony to say, you got it. Like, that's already done. Like, look at where you at
Mhm.
right now, and you can keep going, and just keep shining. Like, I hear that. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's where my passion comes from.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because
it's
I,
amazing.
you could take those past events and you know what I'm saying, you look back on those and say, okay, how can I better myself? And
Right.
past, present, future. You grow. That's what God give us all this time so we can learn and we can grow, not waste the time. So that's good. You won't let your past keep you down, but instead you use it to form your passion and your purpose.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Absolutely. One of
Mm-hmm.
in October of last year, a very dear loved one of mine, she passed away at the age of 46. And I was so honored to be able to spend time with her earlier part of the year, which was very rare that I get to go home and like got to have the time to spend with family. So it was pretty cool. That's what it just felt amazing, and
Mm-hmm.
not realizing that was going to be the last time that I'd seen her. So
Yeah.
when I got
Sorry.
to her funeral, I got on the microphone and I said, I am going to write a book titled The Mirror That You Don't Want to See, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it was inspired by her because I felt like, it's very unfortunate of her passing, but it
Mm-hmm.
almost, I was begging her before she passed away to like release and let go. Because if you don't learn to let go, no matter what you're going through in life, I mean, you could have lost your entire family. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I worked as EMT for 15 years, so believe I've seen a lot of stuff. But at some point, if you don't release the pain, it's going to come back. It's a
Mm-hmm.
process. You understand? That's a lifelong, grieving is a lifelong thing. But you still at some point have to exhale. If you don't, you will become that, whatever that
You would.
is. It will
Mm-hmm.
literally consume your whole body and soul, and
Mm-hmm.
it makes it quite difficult to be able to climb out. And eventually, if you don't, you die early. That's just a
Yeah.
fact. That's just a
Yeah.
fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And that's not share and tell. Like these are things that I literally have witnessed and seen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just we have to deal with the mirrors that we don't want to see. We have to literally look into that mirror, meaning
Mm-hmm.
you, right? The
Mm-hmm.
reflection. That's what's coming back. Like even when I
Mm-hmm.
look at the top of this screen here, it's literally showing me back to me.
Mm-hmm.
How are you viewing yourself? Like that is the most important gift, right? The most greatest gift that anyone can give themselves is self-awareness. How do you view yourself? Like what would you say, what do you say to you in the mirror?
Um, what I say to myself in the mirror are affirmations. I am the righteousness of God.
Mm-hmm.
I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. I have to encourage myself. Like I was feeling a little down today, earlier part of the day for one, because like I said, I'm very transparent because I'm also now I'm just not just building myself for entrepreneurship, but I still work and I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing things. I'm doing that and I'm unfulfilled, like
Right.
literally. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
when you do things that you don't want to do, and when you reach a certain age, your time matters. So my time matters. So sorry, hold on one second. People is calling me, and they know I'm on with you.
They do
So
do that.
but
That is so funny.
I look in the mirror sometimes, and I be like, my mom, she passed away June 26th of 2019, and
My
it's a part of me
condolences.
yeah, it's a part of me that feels like me and my brother, we took really good care of her, but I wish that I was more financially successful to where I could have gave her everything that I wanted to. You know what I mean? But we were good kids to her, so I know that we did our best. So I said, okay, when I look at myself in the mirror, I say to myself, from this point forward, I'm going to build myself up financially so that way I can leave a legacy to my little cousins or my you know what I'm saying, my nieces or
Mm,
something like that, or any kids that I may have in the future. You know what I mean? You want to leave a legacy. So sometimes when you look in the mirror, you don't have to look at negative things
right.
about yourself, but instead you just take those. I try to view everything positively. I'm gonna be real and optimistically.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I am. So what is bad, I try to turn to good. If it's negative, I try to speak light over it. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm not a negative person. I'm more of a positive one, even though I might have some negative days.
Right. I
So
know.
that answers
I want you
that.
to, yeah, I want you to answer in that way. Like if that's who you are and that's what you practice, then share that. You know what I mean? Like I can look at both sides. I just
Yeah.
know that I felt it, I could see it, and I begged and I begged and I'm like, man, please, like,
Mhm.
I need you, I need you here. And, about giving to others, I feel that, of course, situations give us a light as to maybe something that we weren't really paying attention to or felt like it was that important at that time. And then it actually shows us what is and what we could pay attention to. But I think that we give whatever at that moment that we had to give, we give it. And if we feel like
Yeah.
we don't have any more, you're living in what you're supposed to do at that moment. And it's
Yeah.
like, just love it and love it and love it and love it. When I think about my mom, she did not raise
Mhm.
me, but I love her so much now because I have a different lens on. And that lens said that she could only give me what she could give me. And when I can respond with love, that makes our relationship better because now I've taken out all the expectations of what I ever
Mhm.
felt like what a mother should be, what she should look like, what she should be doing, why isn't
Mhm.
she here? When I don't do that, it say, I love my mom for whoever
Yeah.
she is, not for what my perception of who she should
Mhm.
be, because
Yeah.
that'll make you so disappointed. And I hear
Mhm.
that a lot. Yesterday, was it yesterday or today? I don't really keep up with holidays because I don't really celebrate them.
Yeah.
Um, but we had International Women's Day, right? Was that yesterday?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and you think about all of the things that a woman goes through and what she does and
Mhm.
still have to
We
move with
do. We
grace.
strong
We're
out here.
very strong. We are very
Mhm.
strong. And I just want to, I know my daughter is going through something so traumatic right now at this moment. And
Mhm.
I just want to send her love. I
Yeah.
just want to send my baby love
Mhm.
that she's going
She
to
can
get
get
through
through
it,
it.
right? She is
Right.
going
Yeah.
to get through
Conquer her.
this. Yes, she is going to
Mhm.
get through this. So let's talk about this book. Oh my goodness. The world is yours. Wow. Is this
Right.
on is this on Amazon?
It is.
Oh, great. I'll add it to my Amazon store. I have an Amazon store
Mhm.
with my favorite books, so I'll add that
Mhm.
to my book list. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. Tell me about it.
It's on Amazon, Books a Million, Goodreads, and like whether you know it or not, Amazon they kind of distribute to different platforms, so that's really good too. So it's kind of like all over. I like that.
Oh, that's lovely. I was gonna say
Hmm.
hi to Inspiring Decisions. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh. Hello, everyone. She is absolutely amazing. Her whole brand is about helping other women and living out their dreams and being their best self. And she does like she's a global businesswoman. She's absolutely
That's what I'm
amazing.
talking about. I'm
Yes.
trying to get there.
Yeah, she is
Inspiring
so
decisions.
I absolutely love her. What inspired you
Mhm.
to start writing?
Um, okay, so back in, everything started, everything to me starts from I got a vision from God, I got a word, and I got a revelation on I would be speaking. So once I got that vision, I was trying to seek speaking engagements, and I came across this young man. He's a director at a college, and I went and met up with him one day,
Uh-huh.
and he had got his book out there. So he was like, "Well, I'm gonna tell you one way to expand your platform." He said, "Write a book," and he said, "And challenge yourself to write a book. Write 60,000 words, 1,000 words a day until you reach your goal." So I'm like, "Okay, I could do that." So back in 2017, September, I started writing the book, and I finished in 60 days. And I went through a hardship from 2000 and end of 2016 all the way through 2019. So I kind of did the completion of everything around that time. But that's what inspired me. He inspired me to write the book. And it was really to build up my speaking platform. But to be honest with you, when you see the finished works of it, you know that you impacted somebody's life. So that's kind of what makes a difference. So that's
Oh
what happened.
my goodness, I love that story. Thank goodness for the struggle and the hardships and all of those things, because that's where ideas are birthed. That's where ideas are, like, literally they're created, they're brought to fruition, reality, all of those beautiful words. Like, that makes me so right. Come on, testimony. We are having church right here on the IG Live with
You
Tamieka
know what?
Lee.
You're so silly. And let me tell you, yesterday, I don't know if you know or not, but I got these, braces in my mouth.
Hmm.
So they kind of, my speech is a little different. I got wax in them to keep from the wires from sticking me in the skin, but
Nobody
sometimes,
would have even noticed that until you brought it to their attention, because I didn't
yeah,
notice it.
that's
Yeah.
all right. I like to make jokes anyway.
No, that is so cool. Me too. I love jokes. I love to laugh. Like, we
It's
were,
still funny.
when me and my daughter
Yeah.
was watching something earlier where she was listening and I was watching, and it just made us laugh. And I'm like, yes, that's good. Like, laughter is like for the soul. It's the elixir for the soul, literally, for minds, for sure. How do you handle, wow, you wrote 1,000 words a day. How do you handle writer's block?
Um, so the way that I handled it was I just kept writing. So and then I did have like a period where I was like, okay, I don't feel like writing. But when you say to yourself, I gotta finish this goal, that's what I did. I said, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna finish something because I've started college. I don't know how many times, like at the graduate level, and then finish those courses. But I was like, I'm not gonna do that with this book. I'm gonna finish it, and it's gonna be great. And that's how I got over the writer's block. It's because I just said in my mind, I'm going to finish this. And so that's how I was able to get through it. You just got to tell yourself you're going to do something. And if it's coming from your heart, you're going to give it your all. So it came from my heart. So I gave it my all.
I absolutely love that. Yes, inspiring decisions. You say you're good, sis. Didn't even notice. You're beautiful. Oh, that is so beautiful. I love it. I love it when us women support each other, because we need that. You know what I
Yeah, for
mean?
sure.
There is room for all of us. And with us coming together, when women support women, I mean, the stars align, and there
Yeah.
is just absolutely no limits as to what we can do together collectively. So yeah, that's amazing. I love to hear that. Whew. Wow. So what do you think, in your opinion, are some of the most important elements of writing?
Yeah. Some of the most important elements of writing is when you come in from when you give me your experience, I think that's one. Also, not just when you giving your experience, but when you doing it from a place of happiness, you know what I'm saying? Because when you're writing, you don't want to feel like you're obligated,
Uh-huh.
but you want to write with the intent that I'm going to make a difference, and when you're doing it, when you're writing because you love what you're doing, and it's like I said, it's your experience. So that's when I wrote my book. I wrote from my experiences. I wrote from my knowledge, my wisdom, and when I look at it like educate somebody, that's what kind of touched my heart. And when you look at the finished works of it, I'm really happy at my accomplishment because, I gave it my all. And I was in a lot. And when you're inspired by others, and then you can touch on them in your book, that helps you too.
Yeah. I think the experience is definitely the best teacher, and it will come
Mhm.
across so authentic because you've actually
Yeah.
traveled to this place and you've been there at some
Mhm.
point in time. And you can feel that as you read through the words on the page because you've experienced it and now you're documenting it into the book. And then the person that's reading it, that's what they'll get to experience. So that is definitely an important element. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mirror that you don't
Okay.
want to see, like to talk about that at a funeral, I'm like, wow, where did that come from?
But that's beautiful though. You know, that's your experience. So
My
you're able to talk
experience.
about it more in detail. You know what I mean? And then
Yes.
put a little twist on it so they can grab and not only just your attention, but those who are gonna read it from you. That's a good idea.
That is an amazing idea. So you guys, you have to go and get this book digitally because I am going to hold it on my iPad here. The world is
Me too.
yours.
Yes.
Wow. The
When I wrote that book,
world.
it's a lot to it. Like the title has a significance. The chapter titles have significance. I use some hip hop titles. Um, I took some from maybe scripture,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I implemented my book. So everything in the book is either coming from what I love, God, education, and hip hop, and that's who I am. So I just kind of formed it into a message, and and solidified it that way, and then put it out there.
Inspiring decisions. She said that she's going to buy the book. That is
Thank
so
you.
sweet. Yes, you guys go and get
I
the book. I had to.
put the smile on my face.
It's so funny. I have to say that, but I don't have to say that. But I think it's always so cool. I have to pay the bills.
Yes.
So, shout out to my sponsor, 10K Cards. This is your QR code, right? The
That's
amazing thing, yes, I just get so excited about this part. The amazing thing about this card, and if anyone is interested, I'm telling you, every entrepreneur, if you're an entrepreneur, you need to have this. This is the new thing. Like, throw those digital cards away. I'm serious. Like, this is not a commercial. This is a real thing. Right off my head, right off my dome. Throw them away. This QR code, you literally, they can take their phone right now from my screen and scan this, and all of your information, right, will come up like this. Like, how cool is that? It'll have like all of your social media links. We can add payment links at the, oh my God, he did put the book on there. Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know. Your book,
making me
everything.
do.
Yes, everything is all in one place. And let me tell you, I did 2 events already so far this year. That's amazing because I have been in the house since last March. And one of the events, we were able to airdrop my card. Like, I can be like airdrop it to like 10, 11, 12 people at the
Yeah.
event, and I don't ever
See,
have to shake their hand. I don't ever
wow.
have to touch, high five each other, nothing. Like, you can like literally airdrop your card over across the room. So 10K cards, it's so much stuff that he can do with this card is amazing. Like your videos, um, booking
That's a good.
consultation. Yeah, it's so cool. It's digital. So that means that you can share this. You can add this in your email signature. You can add this in your bio on Instagram. You can add this wherever and people can click it. And we do zoom, zoom, zoom. You can even
So,
add this to your, you can I'm about to show all the pictures. You can add this to your Zoom. So when you're doing Zoom, people, whoever is tuning in, they can scan your
okay.
card and there goes the information. So yeah.
That's nice.
Shout out to
I like that.
10K Cards. Isn't that
I got one
cool?
of those Kimchi cards. They started following me, and I was like, "Yay!"
Yeah, 10K Cards. That is absolutely amazing because, you got Twitter, you got all of these accounts, and to have them all in one
Make all they
place.
move.
Yes, all in one place. Even one of my events that I did this year is on my card where they were able to just buy the ticket right from my digital card. Isn't that cool? That's
Yeah,
so
that's
cool.
sweet. I like it.
Yeah, there
That's a
he
great
is.
idea.
He's laughing.
Mhm.
Yep.
And let me ask you, with your 10K card, with your, that's kind of nice, but it's a young man on here, Wasted Studio. We laugh because I was like, I don't have no iPhone, so I can't get on Clubhouse. Do you need an iPhone for the 10K card?
Oh, yes, that's
Oh,
right.
But you know what? I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and get me one just because of your 10K card and Wasted Studio.
Yes, Wasted Studio, that guy. I'm always on Clubhouse with him in the morning time. That is my guy. Wow.
I just met him
Oh,
on here. See, people.
wow, that is so cool.
I need to upgrade. I got to do better with. I'm just kind of a suspicious type person. I'm used to the Androids, but I'm gonna get one because I want to get them Clubhouse.
And Clubhouse, exactly. But I think eventually they're gonna open up to the Androids eventually.
I'm
That's
feeling
the
that.
word in the Clubhouse in the hallways.
That's
So
discrimination.
yeah, that's the word. And I love Clubhouse. It's for all phones, she said. Oh, it's
And
yeah. So
what's
Wasted said it's not just for the iPhone. The 10K cards is for all phones.
oh yeah, cool, yay. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
But Clubhouse is not. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Mm,
No, Clubhouse, no, not yet.
not yet. Okay. All right. Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, not yet. Define success for me, your
Mhm.
definition, because there's so many.
I know,
Look,
right?
everybody is like, any phone, everybody is saying any phone can use 10K cards. They're like, hey, anybody. Anybody. Go ahead.
Success to me is when you reach the goals that you set for yourself and you accomplish them. Success is to me is being happy with whoever you're happy with and you're joyful. Success is having a relationship with God because all joy comes from God. Um, Success is just when you reach the the levels that you want to reach in life. I mean, and you feel like you've done all that you can do. Now is only thing left for you is just to give back the knowledge that you received and just kind of enjoy your life. I think that's success when it's just when you reach every level and you've accomplished everything in every area that you sought to do, whether it be relationship, financial, career, spiritual. That's it. I mean, just when you accomplish everything that you set to accomplish, and then you could say, I did it. To me, that's success. But you got to have joy in doing it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is
Mm-hmm.
definitely a beautiful description of success. Tell me a time when you felt like you really accomplished something that was so difficult that didn't look like you were going to make it through.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's a story. It's kind of a testimony.
Okay.
So, like I told you, like back in 2016, I had a little downfall. It kind of proceeded through 2017. And in 2018, February, I relocated to California because I wanted to better myself. So I was leaving everybody in Michigan behind, my family, mom, everything. Got to California and was kind of struggling. Moved in with a family member. But you know what? I always kept my eye on the vision. I always kept my eyes on where I was going to be again because I've always had new car, new home, nice this, nice that. So this was the first time ever that I was off of my feet. But when I went through the journey and it was really hard, and my mom, she was diagnosed with cancer around that time in 2018. And I just got to California, just started my job with the Department of Justice. And so in May of 2018, okay, so let me say this. I started the job in May 7, 2018. My mom was diagnosed in May 15th. So that means I had no money, so I had to figure out how I was gonna get back to Michigan. So let me tell you, God works and he just does wonders because he made a way. So from June, July, August, September, October, and November, I flew back and forth from Michigan to California every month to come, and take care of or whatever. And then eventually I resigned from the job,
Mm-hmm.
relocated back from California to Michigan. But like I said, I kept my eye on the vision. And the eye on the vision was I was no longer going to sleep on this mattress, on this blow up mattress for a year. I was no longer going to be treated bad. And when you keep an eye on your vision, then you can accomplish anything you want to. You
Anything.
know what I'm saying? You just gotta
Yeah.
go for it. You gotta go for it. You gotta be consistent. You gotta be disciplined, and you gotta know what you want, and you gotta know who you are. And I knew who I was, and I know where I was gonna be. So back in 2019, got back home, got back on my feet, got back into a nice place, got the car that I said I was going to have, the place that I said I was going to have, and all of good quality, mind you, because they, what people will do is make you feel like you're nothing. And I know who I am. And I had, and God will show them. And that's what he did. And so what I did was I accomplished what I set out to do, got here just in time, to spend time with my mom, took care of everything I had to do, got back on my feet. And when you realize that, when you realize who you are, nothing can stop you. You can accomplish anything. And that's what I did. So that was a learning lesson for me. It made me feel like, I can accomplish anything. And it made me feel like I am who I say I am. I am who God says I am. And that it's kind of like what I want anybody to know. You can do anything that you inspire to do. Only thing, you just gotta have your eyes on the vision. You just gotta have a positive mindset, no matter the struggle that you go through.
No
I can
matter the struggle.
ramble, I can ramble and go
Oh
on, and then
no,
I
so
can
can
forget.
I. But I can also listen. So yeah, no, so can I. I can go. I mean, I can talk like all night, literally. Like I love talking. I love listening too because I'm forever a student. So I write down and I think that one day I keep saying I may do it where I literally want to write about my experience with each of my conversations. And,
You should
yeah. Yeah, because
because
I
let me
love
tell you,
them.
I think everybody that you've had on here, I've learned something from and I can relate to. So I kind of see why you kind of call it choose your path,
Mm.
because that's important. You have to choose your path. You're going to take the wrong route, or you're going to take the route God has planned for you. So are you going to choose the route where your purpose is? So that is the perfect title.
It's
It
the
fits you too.
It's the perfect one, exactly, and it fits you because you're on here with me. So somewhere on that journey, you chose the path, regardless of what that
Mhm.
looked like, you chose it. And you were able to navigate through some things. And here we are talking about a part of that journey and what you have created, such as this amazing book here. I want people to get, yes, struggles are real and very inspiring. Absolutely, they are. I'm inspired. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
like, oh my goodness, look at this book. You guys, I'm
Yeah,
gonna add this
thank
to
you
my
so much.
Amazon store tonight. Oh, you can see my nose. The world is yours. A foundational guide to reaching goal success. That is
That
so
title
beautiful.
comes from, and I got the shirt too. That title comes from, I took it from Nas' song "The World Is Yours." So he inspired the title, and so that I was just driving one day, and I was like, God, what am I gonna call this book? And then that song came on, and it's like when you know something is right because your heart, it'll just be like, it's a feeling that you get. It's a joyful feeling. I was like, bam, that's it. The world is yours.
That's
That's perfect.
it. Yep, you figured it
Mhm.
out because I absolutely love that. Is there anything else before I ask the last question that you want to share?
Um, no, I think you kind of touched on
I think we touched
everything,
on
and
everything.
yeah, I think so. I mean, as much as we can, you know what I'm saying? We have to meet up in order for me to, I could tell you so much stuff, because when you're on these conversations, there's only so much you could say because we've lived a lifetime so far, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
not, but,
Yeah.
you have so many
That's
different experiences, and I could be here all day.
So can I, because I can talk about some things that I survived. And here we are
Things.
in this moment. Yeah, here we are in this moment. So I'm glad that we did. I'm so grateful for this conversation. Oh my goodness, the guy. Oh my God, these amazing, beautiful women are coming on at the end.
I see my nieces on here.
You
I see my
do?
nieces
Go
Brian
ahead,
and
shout them
Shay.
out. Shout them out.
Ryan and Shay. They need.
Hi. Wow. Hello,
I think it's
nieces.
yeah.
Yeah. Don't the hour go by fast though? It go
It
by
does,
so
yeah. But
fast,
I'm glad
right?
you had me on. Yeah, I'm glad you had
Oh
me.
goodness. Yes, finally. It's been like a month.
I know, right?
It
Okay.
has. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm getting ready. I tell people this month, I'm like, I got like maybe some in April and May, but it books so fast, and I'm not doing these every day, so it books so fast, and I'm
No.
so grateful because I really want people to take something away from it. I take something away from each and every conversation, each and every one. Not one I haven't taken something away, and been
No,
able
you
to
have
share it with
some
somebody
people
else.
on here.
So cool people, right? My
Yeah, definitely.
goodness. Ah, some people have shared some heartbreaking stories, and it's just, but they
Mm.
shine and they still smile and they're giving back. And that's what I want
Mhm.
people to see. Like, not so much like, yeah, the struggle is like, whoa, but look how they like been able to push through and still,
Mhm.
stand and still stand. And that's what I want them to take away from that. So at the end
Mhm.
of every show, I always ask this cool question. If you could give one word or a sentence, something to help us as we navigate through this life journey and as we continue to move forward.
Yeah. Um, I thought about it. I was gonna say this, but I just been led to say something else. Um, when you yeah, and it's three main words that I want to use: impact, income, independence. Because when you impact your world, the income will come, and that's when you will reach your independence to do whatever it is that you want to do. So if you can take that, I learned that from this gentleman, and I took it and I ran with it. So that's what you want to do: impact your world, get the income from doing what you need love to do, and receive your independence from your income. And that's
Yes,
it.
because you're being a benefit to others. Value
That's
is the currency. That's it. Not all of this other stuff that people talking about. Value. Value is the currency. So thank you so much, Queen. I appreciate you. Love, light, and energy to you as you continue on your
it.
journey, and love, light to your family as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll keep
Thank
in
you.
touch. Okay, we can DM. All right, because so we can have some virtual coffee. I'm having virtual coffee on Thursday with another amazing woman. So we could do that. That's a good idea.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you're welcome. Have a great evening. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate the donations and I appreciate you being here. Thank you, Lady Boss. Is it Lady Boss
Thank you,
63?
everybody, for
Thank
supporting
you.
me.
Have a good one. Bye bye. I don't want to hang up. Ah.